Why doesn't anyone talk about how software engineers actually work? If you have ever been curious about the real stories behind professional software development, you are not alone. Today, I'm going to pull back the curtains and show you exactly what happens at major tech companies like TikTok, Amazon, and Microsoft, where I have built products that impact millions of users every day. Forget the dramatized versions of codings you see in the movie. In these videos, you will get the authentic look at how real software engineer teams operate, not in the dark, crowded basements, but in the well-organized dynamic environment. You might assume professional coding is just personal projects with bigger budget. It isn't. It is a whole new ball game with different rules, players, and much higher stakes. So with that, let's dive right in. When you are coding alone, you make all the decisions. But imagine 50, 100, or even 500 developers work on the same product at the same time. With our systems in place, it would be absolutely chaos. So, first, how the company is handling this. At companies like Amazon, we use a framework called Scrum. Think of us as operating systems for how teams work together. Here is what it looks like. We break massive projects into 2-week sprints. Each sprint has specific goals and deliverables. Daily stand-up meetings keep everyone aligned. At the end, we review what worked and what didn't. This structured approach was a key when I was at Microsoft, improving our security features, helping us achieve 32% enhancements while maintaining zero outage. But how do we assess what to work on first? The magic happens in sprint plannings. At TikTok, these meetings could take an entire day for complex features. The process involves first listening to the product owner's explain user needed, breaking features into stories with poise values. So we will have small projects or large projects, debating on priorities and feasibilities, committing to a specific amount of work. This isn't just theories. When optimizing TikTok search ad, we use this exact process to prioritize features that drove the best impact for advertisers. So, what happens once planning is done? This is when developers spend the most time in. Now, the actual coding begins. But it isn't just free of all. When I work at Amazon's notification systems, my process looked like this. Checks out Spring's board every morning. Selects a user story to work on. Break it into smaller subtasks. And then create a separate branch of my code. Then write code and then test. This can take multiple days. This structured approach helps us boost email notification consistencies by 15%. So now we calculate knowing how the structures of the project work. Before we move on, I have the question for you. What is the biggest difference you notice between personal coding projects and professional development? Drop your answers in the comments below. I'm curious to hear your experience as well. So now we know that we had to code. But what next? Here comes the next questions we need to ask for ourselves. How do we prevent bad code from reaching users? You might think developers just write code and then push it to life. But in reality, there are multiple safeguards in place for you to follow when you finish coding. At TikTok, we have to go through multiple code review, and our code review process was intense. After finishing features, I would run automatic tests locally. Then I will create a merge request. Another developers, at least in our teams or in another teams, will examine my code line by line. They would test functionalities and look for edge case. Only after approval would it move forward. This process caused countless issues before they affect users, and were crucial for our 25% workflow efficiencies improvements. But how do we test a skills before real users see it? Professional software development use multiple environments. The first environment that we have to keep in mind is for development, where we initially test features, and then we come to the QA environment. This is a clone of productions for final testing. Then now we have production environments, which is what actual users see. At TikTok and Amazon, we have dedicated QA engineers who will try to break out features in unexpected way, create detailed bug report, and after the fix, they will verify fix before approval. This complex process is to ensure every feature from TikTok or Amazon's could be trusted with sensitive customers' data. Then, what happens when everything's past testing? Next, we will move on is deployment. Deployment days is always intense. At TikTok, when we release any features related to customer facing, we need to come through several steps. First, we're preparing the feature code review final check. Then, go through multiple low traffic to high traffic periods, monitor key metrics in real time. And if anything happens, we have the rollback plans ready in case everything goes wrong. The stakes are numerous. A single mistake could affect millions of users and cost the company significant revenue. So, how do teams get better over time? Great software engineer teams do not just build product. They constantly improve their process. After experience at TikTok, we work together to do multiple things. First, there are more complete features. This is just to showcase what we did last quarters and what impact of it. Kind of discuss about what we have done these quarters and then compare with what we planned before. Then, we will analyze any missing targets. For technicals, we can share technical learning as well. For front-end or back-end or for full stack as well. These transparencies create accountabilities and help us achieve the 20% improvement in ad performance. But how do teams address conflicts and efficiency? The retrospective meetings was where real teams growth happen. At Microsoft, we will answer several questions like this. What should we start doing? What should we stop doing? And what should we continue doing? With the three questions, it formed us a simple framework, and this simple framework led to a powerful insight that gradually transforms our team performance. So, how does this all fit together to create successful product? Professional software development is a continuous cycle. It is planning work strategically, building with quality control, test every feature carefully, and then deploy carefully, learn and then improve. When executed well, this cycle creates the reliable, scalable product that you use every day, from TikTok algorithms to Amazon shopping experience to Microsoft security features. Then come to the last questions. How can you apply these principles to your own work? Even if you are not at the tech giants, these principles can transform how you work. Break large projects into manageable chunks. Built-in quality check. Get feedback early and often. You can ask review from other developers in your class or in the open source project. This way, you will learn in every iteration. Do you want to ace your technical interviews and land job at top tech companies like I did? Check out LiquidMate platform in the descriptions below. This is the platform I create that provides step-by-step guidance for solving legal problems. It also gives you personalized roadmap based on your skill levels and AI recommendations that suggest problem tailored to your learning needs. So click on the link below to stop solving random problems and start practicing with purpose. If you like these videos, please give me a like and then subscribe to my channel. I will continue to give you advice to become better software engineers and to help you success in your coding interviews. Let's do this together.